everybody and welcome on today's video. Today I'm going to continue the work here on some experiment that I started years ago, and that well did work. Well, not so great. The thing was, I had a whole lot of stones here, sandstones, and big ones, small ones, and the idea was to put some acorns on that. And well, I did that in the idea that the roots would find their way between the rocks and hold the rocks together. But sadly, I have only, I think, 5 living oaks here. So yeah, and every time that I plant new acorns, well, they get stolen by the mice and things like that. So I think it's maybe time to stop this experiment, see what it does. And well, this one is dead because I lost a few of these, not only to the animals but also to the heat last summer. And well, yeah, so maybe it could be interesting. It's a complete surprise for me as well. So let's come a little closer. We'll remove this spot where all the rocks and things are under. Sounds crumbly, and we'll see. So, surprise, surprise. So I always like these kind of things. Yeah, I never know if this is going to be spectacular or not. I don't think so, but well, you never know. So, lots of weeds, of course. And lots of little trees. This is a birch. I might try to get that in a little pot. And then this is a willow, I think. But then also lots of weeds. Well, anyway, this is a new little shoot on this tree. So it means that the trees that are growing are doing well. So yeah. And I'm not sure what I should do here, but I'd like maybe to get the living ones together with a piece of wire so that if they come out they don't fall apart. But I need to remove the dead ones first. This is alive, this is alive, this is dead, I think. Yep. So it means 5. Well, it's not bad. Might be cool, you know. Well, I'm going to try to put a wire somewhere here, but it's not easy because it's full of rocks and stones. So finding a spot might be completely impossible. If you want to see how this thing was put together, well, there's a video. But it would be cool if some of these trees stick together. And I'm not sure if I'm going to leave them as different trees or try to fuse them, but I could fuse these two together. I don't know. So, okay. This is where I've been waiting for several years now, always trying to improve that thing. My pot seems to be very deep. Oh yeah. So I must first of all get the weeds and trees out. So yeah, that's a little willow. Put that here. These looks like there are weeds. Okay. Well, I'll sort this out if I need some. Okay. Oh boy. kind of wet. It's been raining very hard yesterday, whole day long. So I think I can lose the pot now. Okay. Now looks like I have a lot of roots here, and I don't think that I can get this thing out of this bonsai pot for the moment, but well, it's still September, you know, so it's not really repotting time. But I'm going to try to reveal some of the stuff here and have a look at the roots that are possibly clinging around the rocks. And if some rocks fall, well, that's because they are not attached well to the rocks, and so they don't need to be in the composition, which would otherwise be also a little bit too much, well, the shape of this pot, and that's not really convincing. So here we have some dead remainings of a tree, and my hope is that some of these rocks will be held together with some of these roots. So at least I have to remove the soil on the outside to see these rocks. So you see, this is a little rock, but it's kind of loose, not really, so I'm not going to tear them out also, that would be stupid. This one can come off. So I'm not sure if anyone finds this interesting or boring, but I must admit that I like it. Well, anyway, you can always fast forwards. That's the whole purpose of this thing here, that it's something that I never tried before, and that makes it always fun. Now, is it possible to add more trees? No, in this stage it might be complicated, but I can always put the pot back and add some more acorns in the future if I want to. See, this is loose. But on the other hand, I like that because it makes the hill a little more realistic. Okay, so little weed here. And well, as you probably have seen, this is sad because see that there was a good strong oak growing here, and then it died, and well, thing is, if I tear this out, then it's over for this portion. But okay, I'm gonna do it. Let's keep what we have and remove what doesn't work. So that's probably what's going to make the most interesting thing here. This is also loose. Okay, so I have a little brush here. I'm going to try to get this as clean as I can. And I'm not going to overdo it today. But these are fixed, which is really great. Well, it's just another experiment, you know. And probably when I water this in the coming months, well, some of the soil will disappear. Here we have a nice portion of roots holding all the rocks together. I kind of like it. And I don't think I need to use a hose. It might be a little bit too aggressive. Should give it some more time. Here we have a root here, and then that root holds this rock in position. So it works, but would have been better with some more trees, which I can always do if I probably put some rocks back here with an acorn between them. It might just be working. I have a whole lot of roots deep inside this pot. So I'll have to get this out one day, but it's not strong enough. Anyway, I'm quite happy. Some of these things are really doing what they're supposed to be. I'm just going to put my rocks back in this pot so that I can reuse them maybe next spring and add some more acorns. But the strange thing with oaks and acorns, I don't know if you have this the same experience. I always think that oaks produce acorns once in 2 years. So this year there's not an acorn visible in the neighborhood, and well, I have lots of carpinus trees having seeds, but no acorns. And last year it was the exact opposite. So is this true? Is this every 2 years that they produce seeds and fruits, or is it just me? I don't know. I'm not sure at all. So that's a really interesting question. So if you have the same observations, please let me know that. Anyway, it doesn't change anything of the problem. It means just that I don't have any acorns to put in this planting at the moment. So yeah, okay, well, this is something that I have to watch now. Some of the roots are now exposed, so they will harden off slowly. That's why I'm not going to hose this, because some soil might help these roots to stay healthy. And yeah, well, that's it. Okay. Now all these trees have been growing in this pot for quite some time, and honestly I think that these roots of these oaks are turning around and around. So maybe what I'm going to try, well, I have to remove these rocks first because you don't want any more weight. I'm going to try to lift this thing out, to put this in this shallow container here, which I like a lot. Just cleaned it up, so I'll put some screens here. And this is not going to be a repot, but I'm going to try to lift this, put that here in. Well, okay, so let's give it a shot. It's very, very wet, so I need to find the base of this rocks here. Okay, so here it comes. Some rocks are falling off. But the ones that are still holding on are the good ones. Okay. So now I'm going to fill up all the rests of the thing here with the substrate, and yeah, we'll see how this grows. Sometimes chaos is a powerful creator. In my case, it is very powerful. But I must admit that I thought that the roots would have done a little better. I was really thinking that they have been circling and circling, but well, they did not. But that doesn't mean that this experience has failed yet. Okay, so still holding. Looks like a cliff this way. Well, there's some weeds here, but I'm not going to do too much because I don't want it to fall apart completely. And well, I think I'm just going to let that grow for the rest of the season. I might block some of the rocks with other rocks here, and we'll see how it does. So it's, well, at least now I'm sure that I don't have to repot this thing because of the health of the trees, so I'm rather happy with that. So it can grow. That's all I know. It can grow, and maybe cling to the rocks a little more. Might add some moss, and who knows. I have a bunch of oak seedlings. I might add one in the front here, something. I don't know about that, but that could be fine. So, well, I'm rather happy with this. I mean, looks fun. Okay, let's clean this up and then we'll be back for a final shot. Here I have a pot full of oak seedlings, and as you see, it's quite a lot. So I was thinking what I might do in the coming year is get a few of these out and make them grow around a rock, maybe tie them up with raffia, and then add this thing to this composition. That might be a very nice idea. So this way I don't have to use the pot and everything that I had before, but I can still add some things to the composition. That might be something to do. So, well, anyway, lots of ideas, lots of possibilities, lots of stuff that I can try to do in the coming years with this thing. It is what it is, but I like it. I'm going to leave these this wire here on for, well, the whole winter, I think, and in the coming years we'll see how this grows, if I can add some stuff, how the rocks could separate. I'm not sure, so well, gonna be rather exciting to follow this up, so we'll see. Well, I thought this video was done, but then I couldn't help it. I had to, well, to add some more substrate to make it a little cleaner, and then I said, yeah, well, maybe a little moss, and then I thought, well, it's autumn now, so I probably can transplant some of these oaks that I had in that big pot, you know. So I did that. I wrapped a few around a rock that I had and planted this in front here. Well, front, I don't know. I don't know where the front of this thing is going to be. This might as well be the front. It's a nice base here. So I don't know, but I think that it looks really nice now with all the moss and the new fresh substrate. And I cleaned up the rocks a little with some water and a brush, so it looks really nice. If this thing grows well now, well, it's supposed to be, well, it might be very convincing. Also, some of the finer roots, I wrapped them in moss too to protect them a little. Now this thing is going to go in the shade for the rest of the growing season, which is just a couple of weeks now. And I hope that the soil, the roots, everything settles nicely so that it can survive winter. And then, yeah, it's going to be some of this moss is still a little loose, but that's why it needs shadow and water. But it's going to be all right. So I hope that, well, that you forgive me for not filming that whole process, but I mean just washing up and putting moss. It's not really exciting. Kinda like this front. What do you think? Again, one of the reasons why I mostly like round pots. But I think I'll probably choose the front when all the roots are revealed. And I might also maybe add a few more trees. I don't know. Like you saw, I have a whole pot full of oaks seedlings that are candidates to put in here. So, well, that's really it now. I'm not going to do anything more, I think, about this composition now. So please do all the usual YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, etc. Thank you for watching and see you next time.